And welcome to our latest Ascari presentation. Today I'm joined, I'm pleased to say, by Rosie from Boyum, and today we're talking about Boyum Cloud, in particular the Quality Inspect module. And hello Rosie, are you there?
Yes, hello everybody. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
No, that's great. Very simply, everyone, Rosie and I have worked for many years now with regards to a variety of different Boyum solutions that we work with here at Ascari and Boyum. And we love working with Boyum. They're very helpful, very friendly, and they keep coming out with great new solutions, such as Boyum Cloud. So, as I say, from my point of view, I'm Alan Hughes. I'm the Solutions Director at Ascari. I run the commercial operations of the business in the UK. However, Rosie, you're based over in the States now, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, it's morning here.
Over there as well. But it's from our perspective, Rosie, we've worked for many years now in helping customers and prospects alike get the most from their investment in SAP Business One. And I think that will be vouched for as we go into the demonstration of Boyum Cloud today itself.
That's correct.
So just for anyone who doesn't know anything about Boyum as such, Boyum IT are very, very large. With about 850 Business One partners around the world, you can see that over 8,500 of those customers are already using something from Boyum. Now, you can see it is a global solution, so it works in tandem with the idea of SAP Business One being a global solution, and it's very much a case of it's mirrored and supported all around the world. And as you can see, lots of people use it. Whether they know they use some of these solutions is another matter, isn't it, Rosie? Because things like the B1 usability package, that can actually change the workflow and what people can see and do on a screen, and users don't have a clue that they're using it at all. So, lots of things we can talk about when it comes to Boyum. But as I say, today is all going to be around Boyum Cloud and in particular Inspect. So, Rosie, I'm going to give you presentation from here on in.
Please do so.
And really, one of the things that I'm always asked, really, by customers is, well, why have you created Boyum Cloud? What was the purpose for it?
Boyum Cloud. Okay, so we have three products, as you know, Alan. We have built, I have it up on my screen right now. We have built, which supports the product management. We have Produce, which is really supporting your logistic, your manufacturing flow, and we have Inspect. So why did we build that? We saw somehow a little gap in SAP. Those are features really that helps you a lot with your SAP workflow, and features they are missing. We are actually more not features, we are more role-based driven. So for example, if you look at Produce, we have a manager license, we have an operator license, and actually let me do this really quick. I know we're not going to demonstrate that, but in Produce, you have like the manager, and it helps you with your production orders. And to me, anybody who does productions, it's a must. It's a must to have. The Produce manager has a nice dashboard. They see exactly who is working on what production order. Right now, when you do production SAP, you print out the paper, you bring it out on the shop floor, and then you wait, and people scribble on the paper. Here you see exactly, as you see on this on the slide, who is working on what production order on what resources. So they see exactly, they have real-time data, they know what's going on the shop floor. And then we have the operator, they have a terminal. So you have a tablet out there, I'm an operator, I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna start this operation, and the time is clicking, the time is counting, and then you issue your material in time, and absolutely it's real time, it flows back into SAP. That was missing in SAP. Everybody wants to get away from the work, paperwork. Everybody wants to have full visibility, and that's what our products do. So if I go back here, build, for example, you build your bill of material. Yes, you can do it in SAP, but guess what? Here you can build it and you can do a price calculation beforehand, before you load it up to SAP, to make sure you charge enough for this new product. It's a product management. If you're an engineer or in engineering, you build a lot of bill of material. It takes you quite some time. This is the product for you, because you calculate the price at the end, and now you say, okay, my bill of material looks good. I am happy with the price. I'm happy with my profit. Now I'm gonna upload it to SAP. So this is where we come in. What is missing? What do people need on top of SAP? SAP is big, it's broad, but then there is those few things, there's few roles. They're missing something, because a production manager, they want to see what's going on the shop floor. They don't want to run back and forth with paperwork. And then, of course, inspect, which we're going to see today. There's nothing in SAP Business One. As we all know, people usually have user-defined field, yes, okay, or not okay. Now you have a real inspect product, quality control product, and that's what we're going to go through today. And this is really very hard. A lot of customers, we get contacts, I show it constantly, because a lot of customers need quality control, and now it's there.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. And I know quality control is something that a lot of people talk to me about.
Yes.
And it's not just manufacturers. There
Exactly.
are lots of people, anyone who's got a warehouse, for example,
Exactly.
pretty much does quality control.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to go for any sort of ISO accreditation or anything in that way, it's about giving the tools to people to go and do that job, but reducing the errors or the manual processes that are needed. And this is what I love about Boyum Cloud, Rosie, because this actually talks directly with SAP, doesn't it?
Yes, totally talks real time. You don't have to synchronize nothing. You do something, you have you finish an operation, let's go back to produce, it's going to be in SAP. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. And where are we now with Inspect? Because that's obviously the most recent of the modules. So, is it still focused on stock coming into a warehouse or a manufacturing plant? Is there anything else?
So if I'm going in as the manager, so what's the beauties on Inspect is, here all my inspection orders, you see exactly what's going on. You see this one is being completed. I'm in as the manager, I have full visibility. So I can open it up and say, okay, it failed because you know what? I had one failed. So for me, it's a failing. So I know it came from a goods receipt, exactly, from which vendor. And the beauty is you can print a certificate here now. So you print a certificate and let me pull it up. You can send it to the vendor and say, listen, you sent me a bad item right there. So my inspection order failed. You see, I had 5 samples and one of them failed, and I have 100% passing rate. So it did not pass. So yeah, absolutely. From goods receipts, you see right here, guys, I can automatically create it from a goods receipt. When I put a goods receipt in there, I'll do that for you actually, so you see it. Or when you receive items from production, you can also see it right here. Or of course, you always have the opportunity to do a manual inspection order. So the flexibility is huge. You always need to be able to do it manually. But if I go to automations right here, you see you can do it, Alan, going back to your questions from goods receipt. Like you said, everybody needs inspection orders. Everybody receives items in. So you can set up your logic. When do you want the system to create an inspection order for you? Or from production receipt. That's the one you saw. I have only one in here. So when you receive items from production, you can also set it up that you automatically create an inspection order. So the flexibility is huge. Going back here, just what I want to show you really quick, going to the list of inspection order finalized means, you know what? I can finalize it, it failed, and me as the manager, I looked at it and I'm gonna finalize it, and it goes away from my list. If you look at this one is in progress. So you can go in here. So that means somebody out there on the shop floor, my operator is working on it, and the operator did 2 samples so far and they passed. So it's looking good. Okay, and it was also an item that came in from a goods receipt from this vendor 3 days ago. So they need to finish the inspection order. They haven't done that. Again, you have full visibility. If I go in as the operator now, for example, to 114 and do another one, let's do that actually. I want you to see it in real time. So I'm logged in as the operator. So the operator really has the list of inspection orders, what they need to do. Let me go to 114. There we go. I've been working on it and it says the same thing. I did 2 samples out of 6, exactly what the manager saw. So let me do another sample. I'm just gonna say this was my measurement and this was my other test. So I did 3. Guess what? I go back to the manager. The manager sees the same thing. That's the beauty of it. You have full visibility. You know what's going on the inspection floor, what inspection orders are worked on, which ones are completed. Okay. The ones you see here released, that means they cannot see that. If I go over there, they will not see 138 because I haven't released it. I do not want them to work on it yet. Okay, 103 is not available for the operator, but then all you do is just say release. Should you have a problem and say, oh, I don't really want them to work on it, you can also always unrelease it. That means so it takes it away from the operator, so they cannot see it anymore. So the flexibility is huge. You, of course, can create your inspection plans. You know your company, you know what you have to inspect. You can have many different inspection plans. So if I go here, for example, food inspection, just an example. So there's a food inspection. So the first test is test 1. I call it webinar 1. I did a webinar on it if you want to watch it also, webinar 1. So the first one is an attribute test. So I'm going to say okay or not okay. And what's also nice, if you say not okay, it didn't pass, you got to say, hey, what was wrong with it? Was it, you have to choose one of those defects. In this case, either this one or this one. So you want to know why it didn't pass. And this one was a measurement. So it's between 1 and 2 kilograms. 150 is perfect. So it needs to be between those two. And then you can keep adding tests. Test 3, it's another attribute, another variable test. So you just go and build your inspection plans the way you want it. Okay. Then you also, I'm sure whoever is online here right now with me, you most likely know about sampling plans. What that means, okay, if I get 100 items in, how many do I have to sample? You know, like I take a couple and I need to sample, and you can automate that. You can do a fixed plan. So no matter what let's do receiving in, no matter what I receive in, it's always going to be 5. So what I did here, no matter what, it's always going to be a fixed of 5 samples. It always creates for me 5 samples to test. But then you can set up a rule. You can say, okay, if I receive in between 1 and 20, I want you to create 10% of samples, or 21 and up 20%. And you know what? The beauty is you don't have to think about it. It does it for you automatically. I love that. So I'm sorry, Alan, I just keep going because you know I love that. Because everybody needs quality. I'm not going to let you talk. Everybody needs quality control, as you said. Most people, 98%, and this is the tool if you run SAP Business One.
No, absolutely. It's anyone with any form of stock or production really does need quality control,
Yes.
and the more we can put in place to simplify how you capture that information in a more generic, standard way has got to be a great thing for anyone looking to get quality reports and set up KPIs and really start working out who their good suppliers and bad suppliers are.
Exactly. So, and here I'm going to show this automation, because we're all about automation. As Alan said, we have the usability package. You can automate so much in your SAP Business One. If you don't know about the usability package, contact Alan. I'll do a demo for you. But automation, if you look right here, you have different rules again. You can set it up exactly what you need. And that's what I like. I don't want to be like in a cage, okay, I only can do this or this. So you go in here, let's pull up this vendor rule. So I'm saying, okay, this is my rule. This is, oh, let's food inspection. Perfect. We just looked at it. This is my inspection plan. This is the list of inspection plan because you as the manager set them up. And this is my rule on the sampling plan. And I'm saying if I get material from this supplier or this supplier, I can do another one or another supplier. I wanted to create an inspection order per document line. Of course, I'm ordering different items. So per line, I wanted to create an inspection order. And in this case, I want to release it automatically. Remember the release button? If I don't check this, the release button is there. I have to go in manually and release it. I don't want to do that. So release it automatically. I wanted to have it on the floor for the operator to start working on it. And if it passes, you can also finalize it automatically, which is nice. So you don't have to click finalize. Okay, that's totally up to you what you would like. And what's really nice. So if you're somebody who has batches, you bring in batches, and most people do that. A lot of people do that. When you receive batches in, you bring them in as locked. That's an SAP setting, right? They're locked because then somebody has to check the material, right? And if it's passed, then you unlock the batch. And guess what you can do here? Yes, receive it in as locked and then use a batch release. So if the inspection order passes, it releases it automatically. Beauty works like a charm. But let's do one example, simple example. Let's receive something in. Here are my inspection orders. And let me go. Okay, so 114, that was also a goods receipt. So I'm going to use the other vendor. I know I use the other vendor, and let's receive some items in. So I'm going to go to SAP Business One, and I'm going to go straight to goods receipt PO. And one of the vendors was, I got to put more, SMD Technologies, right? So the user in SAP doesn't know anything. You're the quality control department. You're the one telling the system what you wanna, when you wanna create a quality control order. So I'm receiving 4 items in, and what I don't know, make sure, there we go. So I'm gonna do 10. Remember, we had some rules. I'm gonna do 20. I'm gonna do 30. I just want you to see how you don't have to worry about it because you have it configured exactly what works for you. And it will create those quality control orders and the samples you need to check. And I'm going to click add. There we go. Let's do 3. That's fine. 3 lines. So what it should have done now, it should have created 3 inspection orders. And now you're going to see right here. It's there we go. Here they are. You saw it actually coming in. If you saw the screen refreshing, it's real time. So you see right here, SMD, you see I have 3 right here. Those from the 3 different items. I received 30, 20, 10, 20, 30. It released it automatically. I don't have to release button because I told it so. And if I go here, so I received 10, and what is 10% out of 10? 1. Did it perfectly fine. We go to 16, we did 20, it's 10% is 2, and 30 we is supposed to do 20%, so it should be 6. There we go. You see, you set up the rule and it does it for you. And since I released it, I can go in here that the operator says this. If I go over to the operator, and if I go here, I should see 116, 115 to 16. Here they are. If I click on this, the operator sees also the document, where it's coming from, the number, they see all the information here. If it's a batch item, they would see the batch also. They see the vendor. So full visibility on both sides, really. So I can go in here and I'm going to pass it. And this was one sample, and it tells you right there. And if I do defect, guess what? I have to say, hey, why? Why are you saying defect? What was wrong with it? I'm going to pass it, and because it's going to finalize it automatically, because my rule was if it passes, it's going to finalize it automatically. So this is inspection order 1116. I'm going to review my order. I'm the operator. Oh, why did I fail it? What did I do wrong? Looking at too many things. Oh, let me look at this one again. Oh, sorry about that. Big fingers. Okay.
Well, at least it shows it works.
So it works, right? It felt it right away. What did I do wrong? And I'm going to complete the order. So the 116 should go away from my manager because I said finalize it automatically, and you're gonna see it. I think I did say finalize it automatically. You would see it going away here. Let's see, unless I changed, let me refresh it really quick just to be faster. Oops, the inspection orders. Oh, it's still, oh, there we go. It's gone. You see that? Just took a second. So it's fine. It's gone. Of course, now you're going to say, how can I pull it up? I want to print the certificate. Of course, you can always go in here, show it all, show all open, new, in progress. You have filled this all the time on the cloud products. And there we go. It's closed. But of course, you can still print the quality certificate and you can send it to the customer or to the vendor, for example, or you don't, and you see this all passed. And what's really nice is for you as the manager, what I like a lot, if I open this, you see the two samples and you see, okay, the measurement was a little bit on the desired one, a little bit over, a little bit over. I did the same, I guess. So it still passed, but it was a little bit over. So this is the beauty of it. It's you set up the automations, you make sure the items, when you bring them in a slot, it releases them automatically. You are the one in set it up the way you want it, which parameters you want to have checked. Very simple, very straightforward, and very powerful. So, Alan, I think we can actually open it up for questions. If I don't know if you see any in the chat or.
There's none at the moment, Rosie, but it's to me, this is just a great way of showing to anyone who's involved in quality in any business just what the art of the possible is, because this just isn't in SAP Business One. And it's just a great example of how Boyum Cloud works. And because it's cloud, it's device agnostic, it works on both Android and Apple devices, doesn't it? It's it really is a simple but effective way of taking your system into areas of your business that you haven't done before.
Exactly. One thing that I want to mention, Alan, is if you are connected like here on the browser, very simple, tablets work wonderful. You do need a SAP indirect license, user-based indirect license to connect to SAP. That's all you need.
Yeah,
that's all you need. Just to
the monthly price of that is £7.17 per month per user. So it really is very cost effective in getting this into your operation. And the key thing for me as well is this isn't something that you finish and you put into bed. It's continually developed. So I can only see you bringing up more automations and more facilities in there in the future. And this is why this excites us at Ascari. Boyum Cloud is a massive differentiator and certainly takes, well, especially when we're talking to new prospects, as I suppose as also to existing customers, it takes us to places we haven't been before and gives us options. And I like options. I like choice. I like providing customers with options. And it's really a case of then of just choosing which bits suit you best.
Yes, absolutely. And as you see, I did the supply. You can always do it by item, item group, item properties. So your flexibility is big. And like Alan said, automation. I mean, like I said, I did a goods receipt. I don't even know that the inspection was created because that's not my area, right? So yeah, I guess if there's no questions, Alan, if anything comes up, if you want to see more, have more questions, you can always contact Alan afterwards.
Absolutely. It's we're always happy to help at Ascari. And Rosie, I know you've always got our back.
He knows where to find me. I'm over the ocean, right? But
we'll bring the presentation to a close then, Rosie. I think that's been a good introduction. We can talk more at length with anyone who's interested in seeing it further, and we'll plainly be happy to do so.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.